So you're sitting there wondering, wow, Elden Ring is a critically acclaimed masterpiece. All these high scores, people absolutely love it. This one idiot on YouTube thinks it's the definition of masterpiece. But my god, where the f*** am I going? Now, I don't make guide videos. I make videos analyzing and reviewing video games. But if there's one thing I absolutely love,
what the hell is that?
It's Elden Ring. And I want as many people to play and enjoy it as possible. And you might be asking, ZD, aren't you 2 years late with this video? Now, I would say yes, but over the past year, I have had both close friends and family members say to me, I want to love Elden Ring, and I really want to get into it, but I have no idea what I am doing or where to go. And that's mostly talking about the first area, Limgrave. So, yeah, I think the question is still relevant. So consider this my way of helping anybody who still hasn't played Elden Ring feel better about themselves. Because the game itself certainly won't. So today, I will be giving you my game plan for how I tackle Limgrave and where I go. This coming from someone who has done all of this. So strap in, boys and girls, and let's get down to business. So once you have arrived and get destroyed by the Grafted Scion, we wind up in this little cave, and here is where tip number 1 comes in. Talk to NPCs. Any NPC. This game doesn't have many cutscenes and dialogue, so anytime you can get info, get it. Which is where you should learn to jump down this hole, the tutorial section. Go through, learn the moves. Oh hey, it's the first boss. Nothing else is like that. Then we walk into Limgrave, and the first thing you'll probably notice is the tree sentinel riding around in the middle here. And your first thought may be, oh, let me try and fight this guy. Don't. You are not prepared yet. Just run towards the church and he'll stop chasing you. Okay, lost him. This has never happened to me before. What? But after all that is done, we're gonna take this route up, go through the encampment, and collect the first map. This is what we're gonna be working with. This little icon will always be where the map of the area is. Now we have to rest at a site of grace, either at the gate front or this one back here, both close to one another. And it's here you'll encounter Melina, who upon talking to her, unlocks the ability to level up, and you also get Torrent, your horse. Leveling up is done through collecting runes. And by the way, tip number 2, whenever you get runes, use them. It's free XP. But once that's done, we're gonna go up to the gate front, ignore this guy or don't, your choice. But we ride up the path here and collect our first golden seed. These increase the amount of times you can heal. Matter of fact, choose it as your gift when making your character right off the bat. Go up here, enter the tunnel, and you run into your first real roadblock. Margit the Fell, who lets you know, hey buddy, you're not properly leveled and equipped for this. So, it's time to leave. And here is where we get into the nitty gritty. There's a reason why I told you to get your ass beat first, because once you run into Margit, Melina will take you to the Roundtable hold, your hub area. Talk to everyone here, and when you can, upgrade your current weapon. And after you rode around on Torrent for a little bit, if you fast travel back to the Church of Ella, you meet Ranni, who will not only wind up as your future waifu, but will give you the spirit summoning bell, which allows you to summon spirit ashes. So now we're back, and now Limgrave is open to explore, which is what you should be doing. But once again, you're gonna be lost. That's where I come in. Okay, so in order for this plan to work, there's a few bosses we need to hit. Beastman of Farum Azula, Erdtree Burial Watchdog, Grave Warden Duelist, Black Knife Assassin, Erdtree Avatar, Leonine Misbegotten, the Tree Sentinel, and Flying Dragon Agil. Preferably in that order. There's more bosses you can encounter in Limgrave, and you could swap some out if you want, but let's keep it simple for now. First up, Beastman. We need to go here, go through the woods, and find the cave. Go through it, kill the wolves, get towards the end, get to the Beastman. He's pretty fast in some cases, but really not hard to beat. Boom, he's dead. Next, the Erdtree Burial Watchdog, right over here on the map. Head on over. Now, this is the first catacomb in the game, and what that means is that you'll be introduced to these motherfuckers. Go through, find the lever, go through the now open door, and here he is. This guy's pretty spastic, so be careful, but not too hard to handle. Boom. Done. Next, we go right here. The Grave Warden Duelist. Jump into this wind gust. You won't take any damage. Go through the catacomb. And here we are. He's not very hard at all. In fact, you can backstab this guy. Boom. Number 3 is done. Through all this, by the way, you should always be looking to level up at a site of grace and upgrading your weapon at the Roundtable hold. At every turn, you should be doing this. But once you ride out of here and you go through this area, you'll get your first taste of an NPC invasion. This guy can be pretty tricky, especially with his weapon that deals bleed. But hold out for a little bit until you receive backup in the form of Yura. Now it's much easier to handle. Next, we got the Black Knife Assassin at the Death-Touched Catacombs up here. Now, if you're a samurai like me, there's an extra incentive to do this. In this place, you'll find another Uji Katana, which deals bleed damage to most things that are alive, not counting skeletons or stone enemies. But once again, go through, get to the Black Knife Assassin, who's already down a third of her health, but she's still quick and nimble, so get after her. Boom, you're done. Next up through all this, we gotta go south, all the way south, to the Weeping Peninsula. Go down here, get the map, but before we do anything else, we need to take a bit of a detour to these two churches and collect the Sacred Tears, a very important item. These permanently boost how much health you recover in a single heal. They're always found in churches, and you should always be looking for them. And next, we'll head right to this giant tree, where we find the Erdtree avatar. Really simple, but it's here we get our first tier, which I'll explain later. Now we got that done, it's time to head to the first legacy dungeon. Castle Morn. Always be on the lookout for golden seeds. This place is more complex than the caves and the catacombs that you've been exploring so far. That's why it's called a legacy dungeon. Plus, it has way more visual storytelling. Like, I don't want to get into specifics, but this place is f***ed up. But just go through it, get to the end, and now we have Leonine Misbegotten, who is the hardest boss you've faced up to this point. His attacks are pretty fast and deal a ton of damage, but he doesn't have a lot of health, and if you got katanas, he has even less. But now you are ready to go back to Limgrave, and now we return to the Tree Sentinel. He's a lot easier now, isn't he? But he also drops one of the best weapons in the game, the Golden Halberd, which is something that I've used in every playthrough because it's that damn good. But next we'll pivot to the giant lake right here, and you may have made the mistake of challenging this dragon earlier. Didn't go well, did it? But now you're better equipped, and now you have a horse, which you should be on for the entirety of the fight. That's how these type of dragons are designed. So there we have it. Now you're at an appropriate level. We will make our way back to Margit now. Bada bing, bada boom. Congratulations, you've just navigated Limgrave. But I mentioned the tier earlier. What does that mean exactly? Well, if we go to this area of the map, we will find this church with the Flask of Wondrous Physic, which when you use, gives you different buffs that you can customize, including the tier that you got from the Erdtree avatar, which significantly negates the damage you'll take from your next hit. And now that you have this, guess what, buddy? You're ready to conquer Elden Ring. Now, I hope this was helpful, and I hope that once you get comfortable and do a second playthrough, you'll maybe want to expand on this and change it up a little depending on how you want to explore, because after all, if you do want more in Limgrave, there is the well. I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys stay safe out there in the lands between, and when you get there, the Realm of Shadow. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.